Alright, so after giving my throat a little bit of a respite, let us now talk about all of the things that Lionsgate showed um, at their panel at CinemaCon. Of course, the big thing that they have coming up is, of course, Ballerina at the beginning of June. They showed a whole action sequence of Ana de Armas kicking ass in the John Wick style, including a one take sequence. That ought to be very fun. I'm not going to read out the footage description because I want I want to be surprised by this footage as much as you guys, because to me the John Wick franchise is really built off of seeing the action for yourself and seeing all of the cool stuff that everybody's doing for the first time and having that visceral reaction to it. So I'm not going to uh, talk about the footage. Sadly, you can find other people who want to talk about it and spoil it, but I'm not going to because I want to be surprised by what happens in the footage, or yeah, in the footage that they showed at CinemaCon, but it's also going to be in the movie. Whatever. Um, David Johnson is going to be in an adaptation of The Long Walk, and he says that they shot that film chronologically, with some shoot days including having to walk 10 to 15 miles. Um, for those that do not know, The Long Walk is a book by Stephen King, of course, and it looks like it is coming out with a September release date. This is a report by the Hollywood Reporter. An adaptation of Stephen King's The Long Walk will finally be strolling into theaters this fall. During its presentation at CinemaCon, Lionsgate confirmed that the Francis Lawrence directed film will release on September 12th. It stars Cooper Hoffman, David Johnson, Garrett Waring, Tut Nyut. Hopefully I pronounced that last name right. Charlie Plummer, Ben Wong, Roman Griffith Davis, Jordan Gonzalez, and Josh Hamilton, with Judy Greer and Mark Hamill. Though it is not the first King book to be published, the novel is notable in that it is reportedly the first one that he ever wrote while a student at the University of Maine. Published under his pen name Richard Bachman, The Long Walk is described as a dystopian thriller centering on the contestants of a grueling and vicious annual walking contest that requires 100 boys to keep a certain pace without stopping. If they do, they receive a warning. If it happens again, they are eliminated and killed. Interesting. So it's essentially a Mr. Beast challenge. Oh man, I kid, but it's also kind of true. You keep walking in a circle. If you stop, you get one warning. If you stop again, you're out of the competition. Whoever's the last one remaining wins $10 million. Go! Oh, I'm a horrible person, but it's also true at the exact same time, and you all know it. So, I can't imagine having to walk for 10 to 15 miles on a shoot day. God, that has to suck so bad. But props to him for doing that, man. Holy moly. Luca Guadagnino confirms that he is or they're actively working on a new American Psycho movie. Talks are ongoing with actors for the lead. So, American Psycho is one of those films that I might potentially cover for this year's Noobs for Horror October, considering the fact that it is now 25 years old. So I may cover it for its 25th anniversary. But it's one of those interesting films where, at first, I think people didn't like it, and then slowly but surely it has gained a bit of a cult following, and now, of course, it's referenced everywhere, from memes to Ice Nine Kills doing a song about it. Um, and it'll be very interesting to see what kind of spin Luca Guadagnino takes on it, because his work is very interesting. Call Me by Your Name, Bones and All, Challengers, and Queer, all very unique and very distinctive films. So I'll be very interested to see what he does uh, with this. My curiosity is piqued with this one. Um, a John Wick prequel anime movie is in the works. It's directed by Shannon Tyndall, who did Kubo and the Two Strings. Keanu Reeves is set to return, and it follows John Wick killing all of his rivals in one night to free himself from the high table. So, this has got to be the thing that um, the dad figure in one, I can't remember character's name. Let me do a quick Google right now. Vigo. There we go. When Vigo told his son the story about, he wanted out, and so I made a deal with him. Do this, and you'll be free. And he did it. So maybe this prequel anime film will touch on that story, which will be very interesting to see. Um, John Wick 5 has now been officially confirmed. It is now officially happening, with a story being decided. So I'll be very interested to see, because the John Wick movies have just been going up in box office numbers. 2 doubled 1, 3 almost doubled 2, and 4 crossed over $400 million at the box office. They just keep making more money. And if you're Lionsgate and you have this franchise that just continually makes you money, then yeah, you're probably going to make more movies from it. And if they keep making them to a high level of quality, then we'll keep watching them, because these John Wick movies are so good that if they keep up their high level of quality, we're not going to complain as fans. That's going to be a fun time. A John Wick spin-off movie called Kane is moving forward with Donnie Yen set to direct and star. Film will be stylistically modeled like Yen's previous action films. Oh, so we're gonna get like maybe an Ip Man style uh, spin-off movie. God, that's all. Now that I've said that, that's gonna be so damn good. I'm so excited for that. Kane was one of the everyone in John Wick 4 was really good. I want a spin off of Kila Harka. I want a spin off movie of that mainly because um, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name? Scott Atkins. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm having a really bad time with names today. Scott Atkins was so good as Keela that I want a movie about his character, like legitimately. So now that we have one for Kane, and Donnie Yen is going to star and direct it, that's already money. That's already money. Like, I want my ticket now for that movie. That just makes me so excited. First trailer for Good Fortune was shown at CinemaCon, showing Keanu Reeves as a budget guardian angel who tries to teach Aziz Asnari's character that wealth doesn't fix problems, but it fails. Um, um, all right. So I've actually now pulled up discussing films article about the Lionsgate panel. So Paul Feig has signed a first look deal for new films at Lionsgate. We already talked about Luca Guadagnino's adaptation for American Psycho. And let me scroll down to. Good Fortune. Treated to the first trailer of Aziz Asnari's feature directorial debut, Good Fortune. Let me pull it up for you guys. The trailer starts off with Aziz as a down on his luck assistant to a tech bro played by Seth Rogen. That is until the angel Gabriel comes into his life, played by Keanu Reeves. Reeves attempts to show Aziz that trading lives won't solve all his problems, but in a twist, it actually does. Seth Rogen is now living the life that Aziz used to have, with an indication that he and Aziz are aware of the situation and go through with it as sort of a challenge. There's plenty of great situational comedy going on. As part of the footage is Keanu's dry comedic performance, as the trailer clarifies, as a guardian angel. He mostly just stops people from dying while texting and driving. He has a great line where Aziz questions why he's smoking now, and he replies, "It's all I have." Judging by the reaction from the crowd, Good Fortune has all the makings of a bona fide crowd pleaser, with increasing the presence of Keanu Reeves at the convention, of course, with all the other stuff that was announced for John Wick wise, the animated film, the Kane spin-off film, and the confirmation of John Wick Chapter 5. That yeah, gonna be a lot of John Wick stuff. Of course, they also talked about here on the website. It says that they talked about Michael, which is of course the Michael Jackson biopic that is going to be directed by Anton Fuqua, who did the Equalizer film. So this is kind of a step out of the boundaries for him as a director. I'll be very interested to see. Um, I mean, they got some pretty good names in here: Jafar Jackson, Coleman Domingo, Miles Teller, Jamal Henderson, Trey Horton. Like, they got some pretty good names in this. Um, as you can see right there, Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping, a new film by Francis Lawrence in the continuation, or a differing story, I should say, of the Hunger Games world. Of course, Susan Collins writing the book. It will tell the story of Hamish Abernethy and his participation in the 15th Hunger Games. Of course, Francis Lawrence, who I believe has directed all of the Hunger Games movies, um, is calling it a return to form that goes back to what made the franchise so popular with the style of the games themselves. Billy Ray, who wrote the first Hunger Games movie, is returning to write the script for this movie. And I believe we also have the logo. So let's play that real quick.
I think these games are going to be different.
I do like that that logo reveal. That logo reveal was pretty sweet, and of course, having a line from Hamish, who was played by Woody Harrelson in those first couple of films. Um, it'll be very interesting to see his story be told throughout that film. Let's see here. Long Walk footage description. Based on the very first story written by Stephen King, first trailer for The Long Walk, debuted at CinemaCon. The trailer dives directly into the film's unique premise. We are shown a group of boys surrounded by military tanks and armed soldiers walking down a road. At first, there is an adventurous coming-of-age tone as we are introduced to the ensemble cast, notably a friendship between David Johnson and Cooper Hoffman. The trailer takes a dark twist as a young boy collapses in exhaustion and is shot by a soldier, to the horror of his friends. Mark Hamill's voiceover tells the audience about the test of stamina at the center of the film, a 3-mile-per-hour long walk challenge with a large monetary prize and no finish line. Just until there is only one boy left standing. I hope that the monetary prize is $10 million, like I said. That'd be even funnier. The stakes rise higher and higher as the boys trek through flames, and their numbers dwindle smaller and smaller. The Long Walk trailer hits all the proper notes of a Stephen King adaptation, a balance between the bleak horror of humanity's dark side and the emotional bond between brothers in conflict. Just throw in some alcoholism and questioning of faith as well, and you'll get all the Stephen King tropes perfectly. Stephen King is going to have a pretty big year this year because Life of Chuck comes out in June. That's also Stephen King related, and Mike Flanagan is directing that with another great ensemble cast. And then this is going to come out September of this year. So it'll be very interesting to see um, all of that happen, and I'm very excited to see this, and hopefully it'll be a good Stephen King film. Uh, Power Ballad. Lionsgate debuted the first trailer for Power Ballad, directed by John Carney. Opens with Paul Rudd playing a has-been rock star who's balancing his poor career with being a father in Dublin, Ireland. One day at a wedding, he meets a boy band breakout idol played by Nick Jonas, and sparks form when they duet together. In an attempt to break out of his juvenile pop star image, Nick Jonas invites Paul to collaborate at his New York home, and Paul develops a new song during their jam session that he later plays to his daughter. This is immediately followed by Nick Jonas singing a new ballad to his girlfriend, played by Havana Rose. The trailer takes a left turn as it turns out that Nick's next big hit is a direct rip-off of Paul Rudd's unreleased song, turning these two artists from different generations against each other in a legal battle. Jack Rayner plays Nick's record label manager, determined to squash Paul Rudd's case and rebrand Nick into a powerhouse solo artist. That's an interesting concept for a film. It's basically taking the reason that Hector and Ernesto broke up and basically turning that into the film, essentially, which will be very, very interesting. Hopefully, nobody dies in this situation. Um, but yeah, that sounds really, really cool. I'm looking forward to that. Um, Here we go. Now You See Me 3, aka Now You See Me, Now You Don't. With most of the original cast coming back with a few new guys. Long awaited first trailer for the third Now You See Me film debuted at CinemaCon. Trailer opens with a group of magicians played by Dominique Sessa, Justice Smith, and Ariana Greenblatt, who are essentially copycats of the Four Horsemen. That is, until Jesse Eisenberg's character comes in and recruits them to help steal a precious diamond, take down a tycoon played by Rosamund Pike. Trailer showcases the same usual frenetic, preposterous magic shenanigans and banter between Eisenberg and the new crew. The trailer kicks up to another notch when, during the heist, Jesse runs into his old crew, including Isla Fisher, Dave Franco, Woody Harrelson, and Morgan Freeman. There's an abrasive tension between them, but soon enough, they're running through the same hijinks audiences know and love. It's hard to single out or make sense of the quick images that flash by out of context, but the energy is there as the old and new crew come together to take down Rosamund Pike's villain. So that'll be very interesting. Now You See Me, I remember that first film a lot, being marketed a lot, and I think it's a classic kind of heist movie that also has magic in it as well. Um, the second one, I don't remember it getting a lot of fond reviews when it first came out. It still may not. Um, but they made that second one, and um, now they're making a third one, and they've also confirmed a fourth one. So they are going to be making Now You See Me 4, which will be very interesting to see what kind of happens with that. Also considering what happens with this third film as well. Maybe they might shelve that fourth one if this third one doesn't do any well. Um, Let me see here. Details about the Kane film. Legendary martial arts veteran and Hong Kong movie star Donnie Yen will reprise his role as Kane, the assassin adversary introduced in John Wick Chapter 4. With Kane, Yen is excitingly going to step behind the camera and serve as director and executive producer. The film was described to be a bridge between the franchise's sleek style and the classic Hong Kong kung fu flicks that put Yen on the map. While the film is too early in development for explicit plot points, Adam Fogelson shared that Kane will take place after the events of 4 and will follow Kane in the aftermath of being freed from his duties to the High Table. After Ballerina, it'll be the second live action spinoff in the John Wick franchise. Because we did have that post credit scene at the end of 4 when Kane was going to meet his daughter, who was performing somewhere. Don't know where exactly. When Rina Sawayama's character was walking by and she pulled out a knife. So maybe we could follow up with that story point in this Kane spin-off film. That would be very interesting to see. Details. Lionsgate chair Adam Folkson took the stage to announce that John Wick universe will enter a brand new visual medium in an animated anime-style prequel to the blockbuster franchise. Set before the first movie, it involves John Wick on his quest to complete the impossible task to eliminate all of his rival assassins in one night in order to free himself from the grasp of the High Table to start a new life with his love, Helen. Yes, I'm so happy that we'll be able to experience this story. Interestingly, through an anime style. Not that I'm opposed to that, but that'll be very interesting to see play out. Shannon Tyndall, co-writer and director of Ultraman Rising, has been attached to direct, and Vanessa Taylor of The Shape of Water will write the screenplay. Direct influence on John Wick's mysterious neon-soaked world. Yeah, that's true. And Fogelson also officially announced that John Wick Chapter 5, the next sequel to the franchise, and its main storyline, Chad Stahelski, is set to direct, with Keanu Reeves returning to play the film's star and producer. Fogelson reassures that the creators behind Wick's story wouldn't have returned to this world without something truly phenomenal and fresh to say. Interesting. Be very interested to see what the story is for this film, and it'll just be very interesting. And again, I don't want to go through all of the ballerina footage that was shown, because I would like to be surprised when that comes out in a couple months, essentially. I'm just trying. I'm looking through their Twitter. First trailer for The Housemaid was also shown at CinemaCon during Lionsgate's panel, which revealed Sydney Sweeney as a live-in housemaid who is tormented by the couple that she works for, played by Amanda Seyfried and Brandon Skellner. That sounds very interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the big major stuff that Lionsgate announced at their CinemaCon panel today. Tomorrow, I will give you guys the Warner Brothers one, because Warner Brothers, the Warner Brothers one is pretty late my time, so I won't be able to give you guys a video today about it, but I will most certainly tomorrow. Um, and also whatever else drops during CinemaCon as well, I'll also do tomorrow. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for my CinemaCon coverage today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and until the next one, guys, y'all take it easy.